Now I would like to ask about immunity. What can weaken our immunity the most apart from fungi and parasites?
Well, first of all, toxic compounds. Listen, we think that we eat well because we buy what seem to be good products, but unfortunately, the air is polluted, the water, the soil, everything is polluted. And these toxic compounds, they're all around us. They're in the clothes we wear, in the cosmetics we use, in the cleaning products at home. And if we don't change our habits, then we're poisoning ourselves regularly in huge amounts. Even with food, even the food that seems good, we also introduce toxic compounds. We also introduce heavy metals, and unfortunately, they disrupt the bacterial flora and cause inflammation. And these chronic inflammatory conditions that we don't notice, I'm not talking about the kind of inflammation where I suddenly have a runny nose and it's dripping, then I know I'm sick. Or my throat is scratchy, then I know something is happening. Or my joints are swollen. No, this is a chronic, slowly developing inflammation. We don't see it, but when it's there, it burdens the immune system. The immune system is constantly fighting it and is overstrained. Because it has to produce various immune cells, use up our resources and amino acids and the same vitamins, minerals, and energy for these purposes, and we are constantly tired. We ask ourselves, where is all this energy going? Exactly, it's being used to fight these problems we have inside, which we might not even see. These drops in immunity can be caused by stress, like you said, and by nutrition, and by the presence of parasites, and by fungi, and by the fact that we are exposed to toxins every day. All of this adds up and accumulates, and on top of that, there are deficiencies. So in our times, we really have to support ourselves with supplementation. It's a necessity for us. And look, do we want to strengthen our immunity? Do we want to go through a cleansing or detoxification process? We will need different substances and different ingredients for that. Without magnesium, the body will not function properly. Magnesium is fundamental and it takes part in over 300, maybe even 500 different reactions in our body. It is important. Vitamin D3. It is simply essential because in the past people used to talk about vitamin D3 as a product, more like a vitamin that helps take care of bone health. After that famous virus that came unexpectedly from a strange country, everyone started saying, oh, it actually also helps support immunity too. But now there are more and more studies saying that every cell in the human body has certain sensors, let's say, for the vitamin D3. That means if they have them, it means they need it. Why? It's so important that we're still studying it and we don't know 100% yet when we'll need this vitamin D, but it helps regulate blood sugar levels. It helps lower cholesterol levels. It helps with problems like cardiovascular diseases, insulin resistance, and diabetes. Not to mention our bones, but actually the whole skeletal system and the intestines, the immune system as well. And we have to provide it. Vitamin C, we really lack vitamin C in the spring. And many people notice that they have a chronic vitamin C deficiency because they have weak blood vessels, broken capillaries, or spider veins, whether it's on the face or on the legs. So why do these blood vessels become so fragile? And it all matters whether we have the building blocks to strengthen our bodies. And look, all of this is necessary for immunity. Both vitamin C and vitamin D zinc is also needed for our immune system. And also so that our mitochondria, our cells, have enough energy to function properly. But it's mainly the bacteria in our gut that are responsible for our immune system. 70% of immune system cells are located in the lining of our intestines. If the bacterial flora there is disturbed, and if there is inflammation present on the lining, then our immunity is also very weak. So there are many factors that cause our immunity to decrease. And unfortunately, if we don't do anything about it, it's not just that we might catch colds more often. Or some people say, but I never get sick, I don't catch colds, and I don't catch viruses. That means my immunity is good. Maybe, but not entirely, because we also have local immunity. For example, here on the nasal mucosa, the cells that catch viruses work very well there, and they don't let them go any further. However, not everything is necessarily fine in the digestive system. And that's why people often say, I've never been sick, and suddenly someone is diagnosed with cancer. How is it that cancer appeared? It's because those cells that mutate, they regularly appear in our bodies, a few such cells every minute, in every organism. It's just that the healthy immune system can handle it, but if it's not functioning properly, then it misses it. And that's when these processes start to develop. You have to realize that a cancerous tumor doesn't just appear out of nowhere. It's not like suddenly something happens, it develops over years. That's also good news, because we have time to regenerate, to rebuild, to fight this process, even if a small process has already started somewhere. If our immune system functions well, really well, and that's what we should be working on regularly. Remove those chronic inflammation, or rather, not let them happen in the first place. Limit chemical compounds in your environment. Don't take in those chemicals through cigarettes or alcohol. Through processed foods. With fats? Well, all of this will simply destroy us. It's all those free radicals. But also, look, phones, computers. We live in a world where we can't do without it. Even now, talking to you, we're using a computer, right? The people who are watching us, either on their phones or on a computer. We can't imagine life without it anymore. Everyone has a refrigerator at home. Everyone has some kind of oven at home. And all of these are waves that also have a negative effect on our bodies. That's why we shouldn't approach it with the attitude of, I'm fine, nothing's wrong with me. Great. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't do anything, because prevention is always cheaper and more effective than any treatment. So that's something to keep in mind. Go outside to disconnect from all those waves we're exposed to every day. Turn everything off and have zero contact with all the information coming at us. When we're driving in the car, let's turn on some music instead of listening to the news. We won't know what the weather is like, but that's okay. We'll find out when we go outside, whether to take an umbrella or put on a jacket or not. But at the same time, if we don't listen to the weather, they won't throw extra information at us or tell us what we should be afraid of. We should just enjoy life. It's not that long for us, for humans. Unfortunately, we're not immortal yet, so we should make the most of our lives and our time.